What's up, everybody, and thanks for tuning in to another episode of Between the Cons. My name is Chris, and with me today, the Ginger Giant.
Roar!
So loud.
So loud, but so good.
Thanks to everybody for tuning in today. We have some pineapple for you. Some tasty Hawaiian Dole pineapple. That's not true.
Get in my belly.
It's the news. We have the news. And before we get into the news, if you're not already, follow us on the internet, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at Between the Cons. Go to the podcast app, review the show, rate the show, give us some love.
Love the love.
Oh, yeah.
Bow, chicka, bow, wow.
That was way too low. It's got to be like, bow, chicka, wow, wow.
Sometimes
Anyways.
Anyway.
Sometimes it can be
Sometimes it's the bass note that carries it, and sometimes it's the guitar, you know? Often I'm the bass.
You are always the bass.
Yeah.
So let's talk about some pineapple points. You guys stick around. We'll be right back.
We are going to have a pineapple situation. What should I do?
Pineapple.
The word that cannot be spoken.
Pineapple.
Just want to say pineapple. If
Pineapples are fun. My dad used to throw them at me.
Pineapple.
Seriously? Wow.
There is an Andre the Giant documentary. It is coming out April 10th
I'll watch it.
on HBO.
I am sold.
I am really excited about this.
Is it because you're a huge person?
One, because I'm a huge person.
I mean, not Andre the Giant huge, but still pretty
not that
sizable.
huge. I'm pretty sizable. The article I was reading about it described him as literally the biggest celebrity in the world.
That's funny.
That was funny. If you don't know who Andre the Giant was, he was a former World Wrestling Federation wrestler.
Yeah.
Massive man. He was also in movies like The Princess Bride.
Yep.
And others that I can't remember right
He was Fizzy?
Fezzik.
Fezzik. That's it.
He
felt fizzy.
Yep. He had a hilarious role in that movie. He as this gentle giant, and people in his real life described him as that. He actually had a very tragic life. People made fun of him a lot, and he had a lot of physical ailments that plagued his entire life
Due to his size.
Yeah,
mostly.
and he died at a young age. This documentary looks really interesting. People like Robin Wright and Rob Reiner. Robin Wright was in the Princess Bride, and Rob Reiner directed it. Hulk Hogan, Vince McMahon, the former owner and executive producer, I guess, president of World Wrestling Federation, are in this amongst dozens others. I think this looks really good. It's coming out on HBO, so if you have HBO, check it out. It's coming out April 10th.
If you don't, sucks to be you.
Sucks to be you. Pineapple.
Supernatural is a show that's been going on for about 11 years.
It's too many years.
It's a lot. I think it's on its 14th season.
At least, yeah.
13th or 14th. But it is, you know, as a franchise that you have reached the tippy tip top when Scooby-Doo is like, let's do a crossover. I mean, Harlem Globetrotters, the Three Stooges, just classic acts doing crossovers with Scooby-Doo. And now Sam and Dean Winchester are doing a crossover episode with Scooby-Doo.
What's the long-haired dude's name?
Shaggy.
No, sorry. That was a confusing question.
Yes.
The long-haired dude in Supernatural.
Sam.
He's Scooby-Doo.
He is Jared Padalecki.
Yes, from Gilmore Girls.
Yes, also that.
He's basically...
hate you right now.
I'm married. I've watched Gilmore Girls.
How much Gilmore Girls did you watch as a single man?
I watched a significant amount, actually.
Oh, there we go.
I did watch a significant amount. Yeah. They talk so fast and they speak so true. That line is from Scrubs. JD loves them, and I grew up loving Scrubs.
So thank you so much for tuning in. Unfortunately, this is going to be our last episode ever of Between the Cons.
I think my last 3 recordings...
Because I just quit. I just quit at this moment. I am not making this podcast anymore.
I think my last 3 recordings, you've said that exact thing.
Oh, my God.
So you keep coming back. You keep wanting more, Chris.
I don't I don't even know how to talk about this anymore because nothing is as ridiculous as the fact that you just said they speak so fast and they talk so fast and they speak so true. Anyways, they are doing a crossover episode. Dean is apparently going to be spending most of his time hitting on Daphne, which is going to be fun. There's a trailer out that the CW put on the interwebs, so you should check it out if you're into that sort of thing. It'll be interesting if nothing else.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, Pineapple.
Fantastic Beasts. Take 2.
Not Take 2.
It takes 2, baby.
The sequel.
The sequel,
Fantastic
Crimes
Beasts.
of Grindelwald.
And Where to Find Them, The Crimes of Grindelwald. Yes.
Is coming out this year.
November.
16th. If we're going with the French, 16th.
Yes.
November 16th, 2018. Fantastic Beasts, Crimes of Grindelwald is coming out. I watched the trailer at your house, Chris, and then we had a conversation about it. I described it as this. I'm confused. The first 75% of the trailer, it's like a 2-minute trailer, is all about like the Ministry of Magic approaching I almost said Gandalf, Dumbledore, about his relationship with Newt,
who is played by Jude Law. And he, like, I was kind of skeptical, but like Jude Law's amazing.
Oh yeah,
and like he actually kind of looks like a young Dumbledore.
Kinda, yeah. I mean, actually, I think it's gonna be really great.
I think it's gonna be good.
The first 75% of the trailer is about like Newt running wild, going off to Paris, and for some reason they have, a problem with that.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it transitions to this battle between, again, almost said Gandalf, Dumbledore and Grindelwald, and Dumbledore's like, I cannot face him, Newt. You have to. And then they fight. Like, it just jumped all over the place.
And then I argued that it's a teaser trailer.
And that's bro. You said said exactly.
You even wrote it down.
That's a teaser trailer, bro.
I said that's teaser according to your notes.
Oh yeah,
you said that's teaser, or I said that's teaser trailer 101, bro. Because that's what they do. Like the teaser trailers always just show you like the big exciting moments. Mm-hmm. It gives you a glimpse of all the characters, or a lot of the characters, and it leaves you with 1,000 questions. Almost like it teases you.
Right.
But this movie is a sequel, but it also compiles the Crimes of Grindelwald. So it's going to have some flashbacks. And then at the end of the first Fantastic Beasts, Grindelwald goes free.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So there's going to be some Newt chasing Grindelwald, which I think is what the he's gone wild, like all over the place thing is about. Is like he's kind of gone rogue chasing down Grindelwald.
Sure.
And he's doing his own thing. Mm-hmm. I liked the trailer.
Sure. It's not that I didn't like it. It's that I was confused. And maybe that is just an outpouring of being teased. And
you mad, bro?
I don't like being teased. So
I don't like this feeling.
So anyway, I'm excited for the film. I could get 5 to 10 more Harry Potter themed movies and be the happiest boy in school. So I think it'll be great. I think it'll be really great. I'm really excited.
The prettiest girl at the bar.
That's not what I said.
It's from The Office. You wouldn't understand.
I wouldn't understand. Pineapple.
So I found an article today of some nerds just straight nerding out, just investigating like no nerd has ever investigated before. So they took the trailer for Solo, Star Wars story, the Han Solo movie.
Yes.
Why they didn't just call it Han Solo?
That's Solo.
Who can say?
It's a solo film.
Nope.
About Solo.
But they took the
Shaboing.
They took the trailer and they broke it down, and then they took like the Legos and some of the other toys and broke it down to list out the differences between the current Millennium Falcon and the one from this movie, which is a prequel of like Han Solo's origins.
That's some nerdy research.
Yeah.
I kind of like it, though. I'm excited to hear about the changes.
Yeah. So I'll just run them out really quick. There is still a radar dish on the Millennium Falcon, but
Right.
in this one, or on this one, it's facing upward instead of like
frontish.
Frontish. Yeah, there you go. It also has a new color scheme, which that's some nerd business. It's like the colors are different.
Yeah. Things get older.
Yeah, it's got an escape shuttle in
Okay.
the front.
Cool.
So like where we know it kind of forks in the front. Mm-hmm. On this one, it basically saying like that fork used to be where the escape shuttle rested.
Cool. Okay.
Which is really interesting. And then this other one is just like, it's funny to me because it's like the Millennium Falcon's clean. Because it's so old. Like, I mean, in
A New Hope or whatever.
Last Jedi,
Oh, right.
like the Millennium Falcon, or even Force Awakens, the Millennium Falcon is like kind of old and junky
It's seen some stuff.
because it's been around for like
It's left on
a handful
Jedha.
of decades.
Yeah.
But it's the last one on the list is that the quad laser cannon is a solo laser cannon, a single laser cannon, but they put solo, so I wanted to read that and let you know how much I hate some people. But no, I thought it was really next level
Sure.
and impressive to like be like, okay, here's some Legos, and here's the trailer, and here's everything we know about the Millennium Falcon so far.
I kind of want to care about something as much as those people care about the differences between the Millennium Falcon.
I wish I cared about anything that much. But
My wife.
I thought it was. Yes.
Love you, Amy.
I thought it was something that was super cool and like definitely something I would have never noticed.
Yeah.
Except for maybe definitely the fork at the front.
Yes.
Because that's very iconic. Like
Sure.
even in silhouettes.
Uh-huh.
So that's something I definitely would have noticed. But like the rest of it is like I wouldn't have noticed and I kind of wouldn't have cared.
No. But I think it's kind of cool to think about. It has the Millennium Falcon in all of the previous movies has the running joke, if you will, of being a pile of junk.
Right. Oh, for sure.
It is constantly derised as a pile of junk by everyone. And hopefully, I mean, it'd be kind of cool to see it sort of earn that moniker. As a pile of junk, like
from
the pretty boy
wrecked.
to yeah.
And I think one of the cool things about it is like seeing things upgrade, like the
Sure.
radar dish being like the angle changing to be more advantageous, the single laser cannon getting upgraded eventually to a quad laser cannon as technology improves and you can do four shots instead of one or Gatling style, something like that. So I think it's really cool to see that kind of stuff. And I'm excited about the movie, despite the fact that it has a stupid name.
I'm excited to see the actors in the movie act the part. I think that's what's more exciting.
I'm excited to see those actors act.
I just think it's a cool cast of people. I have no idea.
I think so too, yeah.
I mean, Han's awesome. So having a solo story about him.
Oh, for
and
sure.
By that I mean the descriptor, not the name.
Right.
Film for him is a cool idea.
Yeah, it's going to be really, really interesting, but it's going to be well acted.
Yeah.
Pineapple.
I have a really short pineapple piece right here. It's not that cool or interesting, but it's weird. Tommy Wiseau, who we've
Talked too much about already.
Put out like a fake audition tape for the Joker. Maybe it's not even fake. Maybe he thinks it's real. But he dressed up in the exact...
Oh, it's fake. Whether he thinks it's fake or not is different.
It's fake. And he's in like complete Heath Ledger makeup and garb. And it's like an 8-minute thing of him doing lines from the movie. And it's terrible. It's super painful, as you
It
imagine.
is very painful.
If you want to spend a painful 6 minutes or 8 minutes, Should look that up on Nerdist, where I found it.
Yeah, thanks Nerdist for nothing.
Pineapple.
Disney's new Star Wars land is coming along.
Cool.
We've got some new concept art, and like they're well into construction, so like it's starting to actually take shape, which is super neat. They've decided to call it Galaxy's Edge, which I think is super cool.
It's kind of a sweet name.
And it takes like it's modeled after there's a part of it modeled after this like Star Wars planet called Batuu.
Okay.
But there's also like a flight hangar. So
Okay.
there's some ships around. You can actually co-pilot, air quotes, co-pilot the Millennium Falcon. There will be a stormtrooper battle. There's all this cool stuff. I'm really excited to see this thing pan out. It's going to be opening in 2019. And I mean, just go look at this thing. Like there's not a lot of defining features to it right now. But they're definitely building it up, and like because it is starting to kind of take the shape, it's really cool. And it's just that much more exciting. So go check out the Star Wars land. There's a video that CNN of all people put out. So go check that out. It's really super neat. Pineapple.
Let me get back to my notes. Okay, so just building some.
Do you have notes?
I have it right here. I was thinking about something else from your last. Toy Story Land is also a thing that's coming.
Yes.
If you knew about it.
Yes.
I don't know anything about it, but
I don't.
Disney's like pumping a ton of money into stuff recently, and it's kind of cool and kind of crazy. Anyway, that is not my pineapple point. Ned Stark's last words have been released. If you don't know anything about Ned Stark is Sean Bean's character from the first season of Game of Thrones. He's the father figure to most of the main characters of the good main characters, at least in the story.
He's the first guy to lose his head,
and he was beheaded in the first season.
Got what he deserved.
You shut your mouth. It's been long.
Joffrey lives.
You're the worst. It's Joffrey, and go die. So Sean, it is not as it's not as crazy as we.
I think I just accidentally quoted the Fantasy Footballers podcast.
Yeah, I think you did. That's where my mind went. That's why I got
Jared
distracted.
Goffrey.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's exactly what I did.
He said that. Well, let me just read it. That's probably the best. I couldn't be too specific because I don't know if religion like that was around in those days, whatever they were. I just thought, what would you do if this were really going to happen? You would probably pray. You probably would murmur some words, and you'd keep quiet. You'd keep it to yourself. So apparently, it's an old Westerosi prayer that he actually like memorized and prayed, which is sort of like a super bummer because there's been a lot of not skepticism. What's the word?
Disappointment.
No, there's been a lot of thought that it was I kept my promise, which there's also a lot of other theories about his death. Like right before he was beheaded, he was replaced by a faceless man, someone who can shapeshift their face, and so he's not actually Ned Stark's not actually dead and is coming back later in the story. Sean Bean doesn't know anything about that, but if it was I kept my promise, that was most likely. Actually Ned Stark saying that about keeping Jon Snow's secret a secret and taking that to his grave. It's actually not that. It's an old Westerosi prayer, so it sort of does away with that theory. Sort of a bummer. Not as cool as I thought it was going to be, but I thought it was an important pineapple point because it's nerd stuff. Also, we're not getting Winds of Winter for like another year, so.
Oh no.
Pineapple.
I'm not disappointed. In case that wasn't clear. So I stumbled across this article today about Avengers Infinity War not being anything like the comics. and I was really interested in it just to kind of see like what exactly it was based on. And it didn't really give me a lot. And apparently this is like kind of old news, like a couple months old news. But according to Screen Rant, Avengers Infinity War is likely going to be based on Infinity Gauntlet from the comics.
Okay.
A mini-series called Infinity, which was by Jonathan Hickman. Secret Avengers. House of M, which is interesting, but I think that's just going to be like for the storyline for Vision and Scarlet Witch. And then Original Sin. And Original Sin is it's a newer one. It came out maybe 2-3 years ago.
Okay.
And it is a baller storyline. Nice. It's super sweet. The Watchers are in there, and it's really, really, really neat. I think if you haven't read it, you definitely should. It's on my like top 10 like recent storylines. Like it wasn't really like a one shot. Wasn't really like a short, like a mini series either. But it was kind of like a mini series that sprouted into other other titles, like Civil War did.
Yeah, sure.
It had its own contained storyline, but also jumped into other ones. But there was an interview with Mark Ruffalo and Chadwick Boseman where they went kind of back and forth, basically saying like it's hard to explain Infinity War because there's so much happening, and that made me kind of super nervous. Because one of the things that Chadwick Boseman said is that they're in so many different places, which I have a feeling means that we're going to see in the same movie, we're going to see subplots for, not necessarily subplots, but like we're going to see the Guardians of the Galaxy over here, and then the Avengers over here, and then Wakanda's over here, and then like after the events of the Avengers, like Captain America's over here with like his people, and like Iron Man's over here, and like everybody's gonna be split up,
right?
And we're gonna get like little nuggets and pieces of different characters throughout, but it's gonna be jumping around a lot until Thanos shows up.
Interesting.
And then Thanos shows up, like Tony gets his clock cleaned, and then like people start coming together. So I'm really interested to see how it's gonna go. But honestly, this article made me more nervous than anything for Infinity War, because I mean this is a culmination of something that we've been waiting a literal decade for, and we've been the tension has been building for a literal decade, and it's one of those things that if it doesn't end well, millions of people are going to be disappointed. And when I say end well, I mean like well done.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, I just think it's a really, really interesting thing to combine stories from all of those books, or at least pull from all of those books to create one story. And on top of that, like my thought of like kind of melding, starting out like jumping all over the place and then melding it all together in a single climactic event.
Yeah.
But
do we know anything about the length of the movie?
I think it's
movies.
The first one I think is 2 hours and 21 minutes.
Gosh, that doesn't feel long enough.
I think
there's just so many personalities. There's so many things that have to happen in the movie.
But I think we're going to see a lot more characters like more heavily involved in the second part, because I have a feeling that this movie is going to end like Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1.
Sure.
Like you get the Elder Wand and it shoots into the sky and credits.
Right.
It's like Thanos is going to come out. He's going to punch people in the face. He's going to put the first Infinity Stone in and credits.
Yeah.
And then he'll put the last Infinity Stone in and credits.
Right.
But I think I don't think we're going to get a lot of action in Infinity War Part 1. I think all the action is going to come in Part 2. But that's just me, and what do I know?
Yeah.
Pineapple.
So for my last pineapple point, I'm going to talk about something I'm really excited about. Westworld is coming back to HBO.
Yes.
April 22nd. And in keeping sort of, I suppose, with old news, this came out back in like February. I guess maybe I haven't been on the show since then.
I guess.
There are 5 more worlds like the Western Westworld.
Right.
Did you know that already? Mm-hmm. Did you know that because I told you before the show?
I'm pretty sure they mentioned other parks.
They
in
mentioned
the show.
other parks. They mentioned it in the show. And at the end of season 1, we got a glimpse of the Samurai World.
Yes.
Yep. So apparently there are also there is a medieval world, a Roman world, and 2 worlds that are being designed by hosts, by people in the show. Like, so
cool.
they're
Cool,
currently
cool.
so people that are going to Westworld, they're like trying this park thing out, and they've designed 3 others, and there's 2 more to be designed. This gives me a lot of like, I thought Westworld season 1 was phenomenal.
Oh yeah.
And I also ended it with like, where in the world are they gonna go? Like, where's the
Right.
story gonna continue? And
Like, it was kind of a big ending.
yeah,
And it was very concrete.
And the is it Michael Crichton that wrote it back in the like 50s?
Michael Crichton wrote
Yeah.
the screenplay.
Because
It's based on a Yul Brynner film.
right, exactly. And so we only have so much source material, so it's a little bit like, oh no, they're making all this up
From 1979.
Yeah.
Like, it's
right.
not even like historically up to par from a technological standpoint.
Right. But they took it. They took the first season in an incredible direction, and I think the expansion of 5 new parks is a cool idea for the future of this TV series.
Oh, for sure.
I'm super excited to see. From what I remember, all of the shots we've seen of season 2 are still in the Western Westworld, or Westworld, if it's
Right.
if they call them a world, the Samurai
Western
world, or
world,
Sam
right.
World, or whatever it is.
The Wild West.
The Wild West.
Jim West.
I'm assuming we'll go to at least Samurai World and then learn a little bit more about Delos, the company that
Right.
is in charge of all this stuff. But that is partly old news and was new news to me and got me really excited. Also, there's a mobile game coming out.
Yes, there is.
It's coming out in 2018, and I'm like,
Which is this year.
It is this year.
Yep. Likely before the season does.
That'd be fantastic. I mean, it would be the best timing for the game. There's not like a April 21.
Right, there's not a
date
firm
on it.
date.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love mobile games, and I will absolutely be checking this out. But I feel a little weird about it.
It's kind of kiddie.
It's a little kiddie, but also the invitation is to come play God.
Yeah, that's weird.
As a new Delos employee, learn to control Westworld from bloody sunrises to romantic sunsets. You'll pair guests with hosts, fulfilling their wildest dreams from the shadows. Because in a world ruled by desire, everyone has a role to play, including you. So it looks kiddie, but it's got like real adult themes.
Right.
So anyway,
I think it'll be a very interesting game.
yeah.
I don't know how I feel about like the simulator thing.
Yeah, whatever.
I've never really loved games like that.
I haven't either, but I'll play it because it's Westworld.
Yeah.
Anyway, pineapple.
So the last pineapple point of the show for me and of the show, Tom Holland wants Peter Parker to meet Shuri from Black Panther. Black Panther's super tech savvy little sister.
Yeah.
I'm so down. Can you just imagine like what kind of cool stuff they would make together? With
And what
Peter,
sweet babies they would make?
and what sweet babies they would make, I guess, as well. If you're into like thinking about that,
I'm into that.
that's weird because they're both like 16.
But in real life, they're totally not.
Yeah, that's true. But I think that'd be super cool. I think Infinity War would be a great opportunity to introduce them. I don't actually think Shuri is going to be in Infinity War, at least the first one.
We haven't seen her. We haven't seen a lot of it.
But it might be an opportunity to to have her come around in the second one. But I mean, we know that Wakanda is going to play a big role in Infinity War, so she very well could be, and very well could have a hand in advancing the Spidey suit, the Iron Spider.
Oh, that'd be really sweet.
Because we've seen like conceptually the Iron Spider with Tony's new suit, I want to say it's the something Legacy suit, but
Yeah,
I can't
remember.
But don't quote me on that because I think it's wrong. And then like Captain America is going to be in Wakanda, and Bucky Barnes is in Wakanda. So like there's definitely going to be the opportunity for introducing more vibranium, and more like pimped out suits.
Shuri would just like run amok with the Avengers. She'd be
Oh
like,
my
"You need
gosh.
this thing, and you need that thing, and here you go." I mean,
Right?
that'd be amazing.
Yeah, but I think it'd be super cool to see like young Peter Parker, like 16-year-old Peter Parker, nerding out with like this scientist whiz kid in Wakanda. But yeah, I think that'd be super cool. I'm super down to see that happen. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much it.
Cool.
So Pineapple.
Pineapple.
And that is the end of the show. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. Check out our website, betweenthecons.com. You can check out all of our social media sites. You can read our blogs. You can stream our episodes online. You can do all sorts of fun things. If you have not, again, you have not reviewed the show, go to the podcast app, review the show, give us some love. You guys have a great weekend.
Just enjoy it.
And we've got a special something for you on Monday. So make sure you tune in.
It's gonna be great.
It's going to be real good. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. That's weird.
What?
What?